Hello, everyone. I wanted to talk a little bit more about my devotional today, why I wrote it, who's it for, and my heart behind it. I have fallen absolute victim or found myself in the lies of the enemy that God was done with me, that God regretted me, that God didn't want to call me anymore, didn't want to use me anymore. And so my entire ministry, my devotional is dedicated to that girl, that woman who maybe feels like she went too far, that she messed up, that she missed her chance, that she missed her opportunity. Woman of God, you are still called. It isn't just about being called to ministry per se. It's just about being used in your life by God in any way that is. So that's not just ministry in general, but this is specifically for the woman who has ever felt like she took too long, like she messed up, like she went too far, whatever that looks like. I wanted to create just a really simple devotional for that. So my devotional is called, still called, that's funny. And my whole ministry name is called Still Called because, like I said, I have been there, and I promise that the calling of God is irrevocable. He doesn't remove that once he's placed that on you. He loves you so indefinitely beyond what you can comprehend. And I hope that in this 7-day devotional, you don't only get that glimmer of truth from it, but that it encourages you to step out and step up into the woman that God has called you to be. And so I hope you love it. So we have a whole section where we have you, where I have you read the Bible. And so I don't have the verses printed out on here. And I know some devotionals do that, to each their own. I just wanted it to be small on here so that you get out your own Bible, whether that's on your phone or you've got a hard copy, because I really want you in your Bible, especially if you've got that beautiful Bible that you purchased. It needs some wear and tear on it. All right, we got to get in there. And so I want you in your own Bible. And that way, like I said yesterday, you can pick your translation, you can pick your version, whatever one you like, whatever one speaks to you, it's fine. And then I love the Bible. And I am really passionate about taking the Bible in context and looking at some history of it. And so I wanted this to be a place where you could actually learn a little bit of context about the Bible you're reading. So first you're going to read the passage, and then I'm going to tell you a little bit about the context. So I'm going to give you a little bit of a glimpse of when that was written, maybe who it was written by, and what was sort of going on in that time period. And then I have a little bit of application, and that's the stand in your promise section. I wanted to be adamant that my devotional was not preaching at you. So you read it, and you learned a little bit about the context, but now there's a little bit of application to it. And it's not because I believe that maybe you couldn't get that on your own by any chance, but I've been in the fog of deception where I needed somebody to tell me that I was still loved, that God still chose me. And I wanted this truth in this paragraph to maybe slice through the fog that you might be feeling. And so that's really what that section was for. And then the step into it section is stuff that you now get to do. It's going back and you're going to read that same passage one more time with a fresh perspective, because now you've got context, now you've got application, and now you're going to highlight specific verses, underline specific verses. You're going to write in the margin of your Bible. If that makes you terribly uncomfortable, you can write in your journal. But I did specifically put in little sentences that would fit really beautifully in the margin of your Bible, because I love when I see Bibles that are highlighted and written and circled, and I think that's so beautiful. So I do have that specifically in there. And then there is a journal prompt. I'm not one that I like to journal and write down my feelings or anything like that. So if you're not either, this is a great thing just to think about as you're going about your day. Maybe if you do your devotional before your makeup, and then as you're doing your makeup, you can think about the journal prompt. And they're good. I tried to make them deep and thoughtful, and maybe something you haven't gotten in other places. Maybe a little bit too deep to where it might hurt a little bit, but I think that's where growth happens. And then finally, I give you, actually, 2 more things. I give you a prayer prompt, again, not because I think you're incapable of praying on your own, but sometimes it just helps to have that launch pad of, okay, I read all this, I gathered all the information, well, but how do I pray about it? And so I just wanted to give you a really quick little prompt that you can build off of on your own, make it into your own words. And then finally, I do have a song with every single page that coordinates. It's a wonderful worship song that I think goes along. And so you can either have it on in the background as you begin your study, you can have it on at the end and just spend specific time worshiping to that song. You really can make it your own. But I'm so excited about this devotional. Really, I am. I am also flabbergasted at the response I've gotten. The amount of you that have already downloaded this is flooring me. The amount of people that have already begun it and said that they love it, flooring me. I am humbled. I am beside myself. Thank you that you've taken the time to look at this, to download this, to spend that time with Jesus. And I'm so thankful that God chose me to be a tool and to help women all around. So pick up your absolutely free copy, and I hope you love it.